Hello, welcome back to another video of map. We already covered definition and few important points about the map. Now in this video we will talk about how we can create or insert value inside a map. So we already discussed about that. If you want to create a map object, then using this way you can create, right? You have to specify the data type of the key as well as data type for the value. Okay, now if you want to add insert inside, then for that we have a insert method. So you have to use the object of the map and then dot insert, and here you have to specify the key and then value. Or in this case you can see that we can use a string as a key and integer here as a value, or you can do it in a different fashion. You can give 25 in the first position, that is in the key position, and up John in the second position, that is in the value position. Okay, so you can use in the reverse way as well. Now if you want to access one particular element which is present inside the map, then how you will do that? Using the lookup method you can access that. For example, here the John, and here you can see it's the age of John. Okay, so if you want to access now John's age, then using the lookup map.lookup method, if you'll specify the key here, okay, the John here is the key. So if you'll specify the key here, you will get the age, that is the associated value inside this John's age integer variable. Okay, I hope now it's clear. Now let's look at how we can iterate through the map. So we already know from our previous video that we have a map enumerator to iterate over. So for that you have to create an object of the map enumerator, and you have to use the get enumerator function upon the map object, then your map iterator will be created. Okay, now to hover over your or loop through all the elements, you can use the enumerator using the while loop, and on that case you have to use the move next method. So if you are following me from the collection class, array, then list, and then set, you already know that what is actually move next method. So move next method is actually move the elements one by one inside a map. Okay, in that case, so if you want to get the current key, then you have to use the current key method enumerator.current key, and if you want to get the value associated with that key, so on that case you have to use the current value method to get the value. Okay, and if you want to print, then you can print the name and the age like in this way. Okay, so it will give you the John's age is 25. If there will be multiple elements will be there, you can use the insert method to insert more than one element inside the map, and then whatever the element will be there, it will be looped through each and every element that is present inside the map. Okay, and each and every time it will give you the result like John's age or Bob's age or Alice's age, like this way. Now let's move to the next point, that is how you can check that a particular key is present or not. So in that case, that you can see we have used a boolean check variable, and we have a map. The key here is the integer 64 and the value is a string type. Now we can see that by this 3 line we are adding elements inside the map using the add method. So we have total 3 elements, and as you can see that one key is associated to different values, that is A and C. Now you can see that we have a method map1.exist method, by which we are trying to check that the key 2 is present in our map or not. So if it will be true, then it will be give you a boolean value true. If it is not present or not exist, then it will give you the boolean value false. And if you try to check it using the if condition, you know that within the if it will be true, then it will look up the value. Okay, so it will look up the associated value for the key 2. So in that case you know that using the lookup we can access the map, right? And if you want to print that value, you can also print that using the info strfmt. So I hope now it's clear that how can check a particular key is present or not. You can see that we have copied and pasted the code over here, and we are trying to get the value using the info method, and after that using the enumerator, map enumerator, we are trying to see what kind of value present in the final map. Okay, now you can see that in this two line that we have a same key and we have a different value, and we already know from the definition of the map that one key can map only one value at a time. Whenever you will map A with the key 1 and again you will map C with the key 1, that means it will be updated. So it will be updated. So the final element inside the map will be 1C and 1D, because 1A will be updated with the 1C. So that's why you have to remember this point: multiple key can map to same value. So if here it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, then you can give the value for each and every key like A, because it can be value can be repeated but key cannot be repeated, right? So that's why only one key can map to only one value at a time. You have to remember this point. So if you'll execute this particular code, for this particular info message you will get 2, that is D, and after this loop you will get only C and D. So if you'll execute this, you will get this particular result, that is it will give you D first for the lookup, for we are trying to see that it is existing or not, 2 key is existing or not, and then for the while loop it will print C and D. So I hope now it's clear. Now let's move to the one particular example. Here you can see that we have a map, okay, and here the key is a string and value is the integer. Now we are trying to insert 3 values, that is John, Alice and Bob, and their age is 20, 30 and 35. Now we want to access the value of the map using the lookup. So here is the John's age, here is the Alice's age, right? And we are printing the age of John's age and Alice's age using the info method. Now if you want to update the value for the Bob's age, you can see here the Bob's age is 35, and if you want to update its value, then you can use the insert method to update its value, because we know that if one key and value is already present in the map, then if you will insert with the same key with a different value, then that value will be updated. Okay, so Bob's age will be updated from 35 to 40 in that case. And if you want to remove, okay, if you want to remove the one key like Alice, if you want to remove this Alice, you can use the remove method to do that. Okay, if you want to print out all the values, updated value, then you can use the map enumerator. So now here you can see that we have created the enumerator, and using the while loop we are looping through all the elements of the map. Okay, now let me try to copy the code and I'll execute the code in the Visual Studio and show you the result. Okay, and now you can see that I have pasted my code inside my main method in map example class. So main should be small letter. Okay, and now if you want to see the result, make it as a startup object and click on the start button to see the result. Now you can see that our program executed successfully. Okay, and let me explain the code now. So below you can see that we have a total 4 output. The first one and the second one for these 2 line, that is the John's age 25 and then Alice age is 30, right? And then inside this particular loop we will get 2 elements, because why? Because we have deleted the Alice's. We will get only John's and Bob's and John's, because Alice's is deleted, right? So we'll get the Bob's is 40 because Bob's says is updated, and then we are getting the John says that is 25, which is not updated, so it is taking the previous one. So that's the output of this code, and you can see the result in the bottom up approach. Whatever the output we have taken from the output, so we have pasted over it here. Okay, so thanks for watching this video. See you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye bye.